Hey guys, it's operations time and layout update time. We're going to combine the two here. We're going to have a little bit of a both layout update and do a little bit of operating just to show you what the changes that I'm making and how it's going to impact the operations. So we start out here in Los Nidos yard, and as you can tell, we're starting to get the expansion built up here. We're going to be adding 12 inches right here. I just got this thing temporarily kind of tacked up. Doesn't even have any legs on it or anything. Just to kind of take a look and see how it is going to look here in the garage, or in the yard, sorry, in the garage. The yard in the garage, yeah. Anyway, let's jump into the operating session here now. So I have been doing a little bit of test runs and things like that, trying to see how things would work here in the yard, before I think in, the original videos, if you went all the way back there and looked at my original plans, the yard here was actually just supposed to be staging. So it wasn't actually going to be a scenic area or anything. It was just going to be a staging area to run back down and into, where my finger is, into the layout, right? But then ended up actually becoming the yard over here, right? And there's the layout. And so I didn't really have any staging. The way things ran operationally, cars were here in the yard. The local would pick up the cars, run them inside, switch them in and out and everything like that, and then run back out to the yard over here and rinse, repeat kind of thing, right? So I really wanted to have some staging, so while doing this little expansion right here, the plan is to actually have off layout sort of staging right over here on this side. You can see it's a nice sunny day out here in California, and my neighbor with his dune buggy is making noise, which is why I have the garage door closed, so hopefully that doesn't disturb us too much. But anyway, back to the layout here. So the plan is to have a little bit like a shelf over here, maybe 2 tracks or something like that. There's plenty of room here before it hits the end of the doorway. I know that's bright right here, but have a couple, just put a board up here, 2 tracks that would be staging on this side, and they would run in. Now again, this is all in construction. This will all be filled in right here, this little triangle area, but they would run out of staging over here and connect up to the main line, which would be running on the outside right here, right? The main line would run down this way, right next to the additional 3 or 4 yard tracks here, not connected to it. There's no flyover from the main line over here. The main line just keeps on going down over here all the way on the outside. We got to figure out what we're going to do here with this lift up. This section again is going to be expanded also, completely rebuilt. It's about 6 inches, 7 inches or so. We're going to make it 1 foot, move the backboard back, basically rebuild this. The main line will run down here, parallel the track lead, which that will become, all the way down to someplace right about there where my fingertip is, right? And then connect up to the layout, right? And then run all the way around in the regular, sort of main line. And then back here, about where the bridge is right there, the main line will come down this way, split off, run parallel. We'll get rid of this tree. Run parallel right over here, out again, and if I don't fall over, run back out here and actually go into the yard, right? No, sorry, hold on. The main line will keep on coming down here and then run out here. Again, little staging spur kind of going off there, off of the main line, right? So what's going to happen is trains will be coming out of staging down here and come all the way down around the main line. Like I said, basically make a loop, go all the way through the layout. And I know it kind of doesn't make sense geographically, but it gives me a little bit of a little bit of runtime with the engine. And so then they would come, instead of going off on the main line over here, they would go into the yard lead, which this will be kind of like the shorter end yard lead, and end up coming in right here. Like I have this guy kind of pre-staged right here. So this guy here with the tankers and a couple box cars here, and yep, you see right, there is a BNSF old school little athearn. I think it's a ready to roll. It's pretty beat up, but it does have a cheapo decoder in there. So I thought we'd kind of simulate it coming out of staging, running around, and then running over here to drop these cars off into the yard. And then our little GP15 here, yard switcher, would do its thing, come over here, switch them back and forth. Again, we'll have additional tracks here, maybe 3, maybe 4. We'll see how many I can fit in here. Los Nidos yard, actually, I think it has like 7 or 8 tracks, so this will give me 4. If I do 4 more, that'll give me about 8 tracks. Pretty good representation of Los Nidos yard, and then the main line kind of paralleling it all the way down there. So let's go ahead. I'm yapping around here. Let me grab my controller. We will run this guy. He doesn't have sound, like I said. He's just got a little cheapo, I don't know, TCS controller. Let's run him out. He's gonna run pretty rough here. Let's see if he makes it all the way around without stopping. But we're simulating basically this guy coming out of staging, running down here, right? And then running all the way around the layout. Let's take a look at him here. And like I said, he's pretty old, little what do you call it? Not very smooth. But anyway, he would run around the layout. And then, you can see my big 60-foot box cars don't like that curve over there. And then, instead of taking the main line over here, he will follow the track right in here, just as he is, into the yard. And into the arrival track, whichever one that will be. We'll just simulate it here a little bit. All right, so there we go. He has arrived here out of staging, made his one loop around, and we'll end up getting disconnected here and pulling out someplace. So let's go ahead and do that. We're going to do a little mini ops here, right? And it's going to be handheld, so it's going to be a little funky. Let's go ahead and get him disconnected there. I'll try to keep this as smooth as I can. Can't guarantee it with this guy though. I might get a cheaper like Tsunami Econo or one of the cheaper decoders for him. All right, let's see if I can get him working. Right, back up. There we go. Come on. Oh, wrong way. Come on. Other way. Oh, I'm hitting the horn. No wonder. I'm like, why isn't it going backwards? All right, there we go. Yeah. Slow down in the yard, dude. All right, so he will, whatever, go into some of the holding tracks there. I might add some more here because I'm kind of running out of space, but yeah, yep, you see this correctly. Got some old school locomotives over here. Figure I'd pull a few of the non-sound units out here just for the hell of it, just to play around a little bit. Okay, so Simulating back to our operations here. Let's see, we gotta get the light off of that guy. Right, yep. All right, and then our little yard switcher here, we'll get him fired up. And there he is. All right, let's see, we'll get the lights on him and let him get fired up. He's gonna go do his thing. He's gonna classify all these cars. And again, we're gonna kind of keep it short here. He's gonna pull all the cars off of here and put them on a different track, except for that that little lumber car, because that's the one that's gonna be going out. All right, let's see here. Get my tracks lined up. So this is like the new operation, and I think I just shorted out the. Yep. Ah! I forgot that turnout right there. Ah! Hold on, come on. Yeah. Again, sorry for the crazy ops session here. But again, it's well. When I'm not running a video, I'll make sure I get the turnouts all correctly set up. Excuse me. Alright, so he pulls out. He's going to go ahead and grab all of these cars and get them out of our way. Do his little classification there. So now most of the yard work, I think, will occur on the other side, actually. Oh, this is hard. Trying to film and actually do things. All right, there we go. But, yeah, come on, connect up. There we go. All right, so what I was going to say is because of the length of the yard lead, like I said, it's going to split off right about underneath that bridge. There's not a ton of it over here on this side, but over on this side, like I said, the yard lead basically starts right there, goes over the swing up bridge and all the way down there. So plenty of room here. So I think most of the switching or classification, I should say, sorry, will kind of be done down on this end. We'll see how that goes. All right, let's go ahead and disconnect our one lumber car here. We'll leave them there. And we'll see how much room we actually got. What do we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cars. And we're just going to pull him back, or pull these guys back, and then stick them in the track right next door over there. You can see that right about there is as far as he can get. So that's about, what, 5 cars, maybe? 4 cars before the incoming switch right there. So again, if we're doing kind of onesie twosies over on this end, we won't interfere with the main line over here. But most of the classification work will happen on the other end of the yard here. All right, let's see if I can get that there. We'll flip that one. Hard to do this one-handed, holding a controller. All right, and while this guy is pulling in, our local will get fired up. those are local. It's the GP38 and GP40-2, GP38N. Alright, so this guy is gonna come in here and we'll shut him down and consider our classification done. Alright, and we're just gonna shut him down just for the heck of it here. Again, this is just this is how operations will work. Things will go a little bit slower, obviously, when we're actually doing operations in for real. Alright, so let's get the lights on. Oops, sorry. Pushed the wrong button. Where am I? My local. I'm looking at my controller here. Just trying to get my local up here on the top. There it is. LOA 39R. Alright. We get all the lights on. He's going to go ahead and pull out. And we're going to have to get over here and get our tracks lined up like that, like that, like that. All right, looking good. There we go. I got the GP15 switcher shut down back there, so hopefully it won't be too noisy. All right, so the local's getting ready. He's going to pick up the one lumber car there, and we'll take him down to Huntington Beach. All right, there's good. I'm going to assume that all of the turnouts in the yard are, I don't know, controlled by. Electronically by a yard master or something. We'll figure that out. Alright, looks like we got Mr. Torres there up front. Here we go. All right, we're ready to roll out of here. One car heading all the way down to Huntington Beach. Just doing a drop off. It's dusty in here. I've been cutting the lumber there for the expansion. All right, let's get that up. We'll follow this guy through the layout. So yeah, so right about there, right about where he's at, that's where the main line will be connecting back up from behind this track. So according to the timetable from, I think it's 2013 that I found for this branch, speed limit's about 20. There's a couple of spots where it's a little bit slower. So we might go a little bit quicker here just because, like I said, this is going to be a little bit of a shakedown. Little demonstration of operations, including the staging track to be added and the yard work. Scooping the horses there. So I'm just going to go ahead and flip this, whoa, and knock over my freeway so we can keep this video somewhat short. because we're not doing operations per se here. We're doing a kind of shakedown demonstration of the different trains that it will take to, say, get one car out to an industry and one car maybe back from the industry back into the yard and then off on its way, right? Alright, so over here, we're going to come by. We will, actually, we're not going to flip that yet. Let's see here. Conductor Torres would jump out over here and disconnect this guy. Actually, you know what? Yeah. I'm just thinking, because we only got one car, I think we could actually just run right into the industry, grab our one pickup. There's one pickup over here. A little empty flat car back there. So if you're new to the channel and you haven't seen my other operations videos, they run a little bit slower than this. I take my time. I stop at the crossings, stop at the turnouts, stop to get the blue flag out of here from our little industry rep right there. This is again just a little demonstration of how the operations would run. With the staging and the bigger yard, the yard work also. So we've had one train, our BSNF, brought our lumber load into the yard from staging. And then our little GP15, that's another job, he classified it. Again, we kind of just disconnected the other cars from it, but in reality, he would actually classify it, put it on the right outgoing track, and this train might have a few more cars with it. All right, so we kind of connected back up to there. Let's get him off of there. All right, that looks good. We'll change this turnout. We'll do our little runaround since we only got the one car. And coming across the street here, we'd actually stop. Mr. Torres would get out there, unlock that thing, and flip it for us, all that good stuff. And like I said, since we only got the one car right here, we can fit the whole train all the way down to the end there. There we go. That GP38 and GP40 sound good together. Now, if you want to see a couple of the real world guys running this exact line on YouTube, go ahead and look up LOA 39 Romeo R. And there's a couple of videos there, you'll see them. And it's actually a GP38, I think it's a GP38-2 and a newer model GP40-2 paired up together. They're actually graffitied up a little bit too, but don't worry guys, I know there's some anti-graffiti people. Not that I'm pro graffiti, I model what the real world has, so I don't plan on graffitiing these guys up. It might do a little squiggle here or there or something, you know, on the fuel tank or something, but other than that, I'm going to keep them pretty pristine here. Just a little weathering. here on this guy right here because I moved him over to this end, and like an idiot, I knocked him over and he crashed down to the floor. Got a little broken up right here. All right, I think we're connected up. All right, let's keep on shoving our car back. And again, we're kind of taking shortcuts here, so I'm going to go ahead and flip the switch here. Flip the turnout. Flop it. I'm sorry, I'm just trying to trigger people. There's some people that are real sticklers for you gotta say it the right way. You gotta do it the right way. That locomotive never ran down here. He was in Illinois, blah, blah, blah. You know the type. Hey, listen, everybody's got their little pet peeves. I get it. Oh, hard feelings. But sometimes you gotta remember, I'm a guy with toy trains in my garage, okay? So, yeah. Things don't always work out exactly the same as real life. All right. Let me go ahead and disconnect this guy here. I gotta find my skewer. Left it all the way back up here. All right, we'll drop off our one car, our little operations demo car. All right, and then we're ready to get out of here, head back to the yard. While we make our way back up, a little note on JMRI. If you recall the other video I did, it was a little rail fanning video just for the heck of it. I put these two locomotives along with the GP15 and the two GP7Us in a big huge train, DPUs in the back, in the middle and everything, ran that around. Take a look at that on my channel, it's a little fun. Short video. What the hell was I getting at? I don't know. Oh yeah, so JMRI. So I have been using JMRI, you know, to kind of route my cars around and everything like that. And then I slowly kind of like got out of it, actually. I ended up just like doing a video where it was like, well, it doesn't really matter. I don't have to go into JMRI and, you know, route the cars. I just kind of just do it, you know. Take the cars out and whatever, do a little video on them and stuff like that. And so a couple of the cars weren't in the right spots in JMRI, and then I was like, well, you know what, let's just play around a little bit. And then I ended up doing that long train where I took every single car out of every single industry and just ran it around in a loop just for the heck of it. It was 40 cars total, by the way, I think somebody counted. And anyway, so all the cars are now totally mixed up, but the interesting thing is, instead of having to go into JMRI and make a train and everything, I just kind of make it up on the fly, you know what I mean? And I actually found it to be a little bit fun. You could do it in JMRI, you know, and route the cars a certain way and all this stuff, and I'll probably do that again. But like I said, the whole point of me using JMRI was to try to get some sort of surprise. You know what I mean? Like I let the program pick the cars that are going to run. You know, I just pick the industries, and it kind of just routes the cars. And so when I come out here to you know, with my switch list, it's somewhat of a little surprise. It's like, okay, what am I doing? You know, what are the cars? But I found that, well, I can just kind of come out here and do it in my head, right? And it works out just about the same, if not a little bit more fun, because I can do kind of a few more things that I wouldn't do before. In JMRI, you know, or at least that I don't have set up in JMRI. For instance, while our little local is making its way back over here, I'll just scoot over here. Let's see, there we go. See that tanker car? The tanker car is the acid car, and it's actually in SoCal Edison. Now in JMRI, it would never put that car there because that industry doesn't get that in JMRI, or at least that's the way I have it set up. But Let me just get this thing switched over here. Oh my goodness, where are we going? All right, that looks good, that looks good, that looks good. All right. You know, theoretically, that industry might get an acid car. You know, our local Southern California Power, SoCal Edison, they make transformers there. They get, you know, coil cars and steel coil and all that stuff. They make it some acid, you know, I don't know, dip the metal in it or something. And so just for the heck of it, when I was running little trials like this, I ended up putting that car there, and it was just sort of something even different, you know. So it sort of filled the niche of my whole initial thought of having JMRI sort of surprised me. Well, I just kind of like surprised myself and came out here and said, hey, what if that tanker car went to that industry? All right, so our local has arrived over here. We're gonna go ahead and drop that car off right there. And if I could find a skewer. This video's getting a little long. Whoa, set the brake there. All right, and our cars, well, I'm just gonna leave them right there for now. So now our cars would, or locomotives here, you know, obviously they're done with their trip. They'd come over here, maybe park it in locomotive tracks over there or something like that. Or a little GP15 sitting here making a little bit of a racket. Would start classifying that empty flat car along with any other cars that came in, put them on an outbound track, right? And then one of our long haul fast freights maybe. I've actually got the two GP40s, they're sitting up here. I'm sort of simulating my staging track by just putting cars here, because obviously staging track isn't there yet. So I have them just come into the yard here, and they get put up here once they're actually out of the you know, make their way out of the yard. Okay, so yeah, so then GP15 classifies all the cars and everything like that. Then our fast freight will come over here, pick up the cars, and actually we'll be running them in that direction. If you remember, they came out of our imaginary staging over here, make its way around and into the yard. Now, to basically do the opposite. So like an engine like this, and maybe another one, whatever. I was actually thinking I have the two GP40s, so I have them back to back like that. Would come down here, and obviously this guy's here in the yard because he's waiting to go, and he might have other locomotives with him. He'd pack up the outgoing cars, right, and make his way out of the yard, around, all the way around, get on the main line back there, right, in the corner, come all the way out here, and out to staging, right? And so off into the other part of the world, wherever it goes, you know, and I think I'm gonna like the way that's gonna work out. Guys, I hope you enjoyed that little rundown of a little bit what has been going on here and my testing by using a staging area or implementing a staging track, and a little bit work getting done here on the actual yard. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button if you're new, hit the bell button if you want to get notified, all that good stuff. Hit the thumbs up, thumbs down, whatever. All right, guys, till next time, take care.